We mentioned Sage Agastya multiple times in this conversation. That's a part of your spiritual journey that we should highlight. I'd also love to know about your book, because I'm sure it has many more stories, just like your meeting with Sage Agastya. Can we talk about your meeting with Sage Agastya, or you can begin it wherever you want? Personally, my beginner's question is, give context on who Sage Agastya is.
Sage Agastya is one of the very important, prominent sages in the Himalayan tradition.
The Himalayan tradition?
Himalayan tradition.
What is that?
The very source of Tantra, the Vedas, and all the Rishis that we name anybody, Swami Rama says, they are all from the Himalayan region. Starting from Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, Sanat Suresha, who are called the Brahma's Manasa Putras. So in that lineage, Sage Agastya also one among them. And his wife was also a very great Rishika. Rishi is male gender, and the feminine is Rishika. And both of them were Shri Vidya seers. Shri Vidya mantra seers. Drishtara. Drishtara means one sees the mantra. There is a process where these great people see the mantra. It's revealed to them. In Shri Vidya tradition also, for all the Shri Vidya practitioners, the last mantra has to reveal by itself. So this revelation is directly connected to the divine grace. So certain Vedic mantras were also added by his wife Lopa Mudra, her name is. Both of them were the seers of Shri Vidya Panchadashi mantra. In Panchadashi, there are 2-3 types. One starts with the Ka, that is called Kahadi, Ahadi, and Mishra, and all that. I will not go into those details. So both Sage Agastya and his wife were great seers of Shri Vidya path. They are the precursors of this. And so many attainments Sage Agastya has to his credit. Like alchemy, the art and science of alchemy, he was the first one to do. And people say that he invented the aeroplane at that point of time. And many chemicals he discovered. Endless achievements he has. Coming to the spiritual path, he had attained the highest level, whatever it is in Shri Vidya, as a Rishi. So he is a sought after Rishi in the Himalayan tradition. And he was sent to the south because he is more known in the south. And many people are connected to Sage Agastya in South India. So his name is a revered one among the sages. And in what way Sage Agastya is connected to my life is very interesting. In 1992, when Swami Rama initiated me in Shri Vidya, first time I heard that name, what Shri Vidya is. Those were not the days of YouTube or digital world. So we wouldn't know. That's how my spiritual journey began, as far as Shri Vidya is concerned. Then he also told me that I am not only initiating you in Shri Vidya, in Shambhavi Diksha, that is the highest Diksha in Shri Vidya, and also Kashmir Shaivism. But also I am going to connect you to the entire Rishigan, he said. This is the action he did. And even after I leave my body, you will be always taken care of by this Rishigan. At that point of time, I didn't understand its significance.
This was in a dream?
No, during the mantra initiation. In 1992 in Rishikesh, Sadhana Mandir Ashram, like sitting face to face, after giving the mantra, Shri Vidya mantra, he said these words. I couldn't understand what exactly he meant by that. But as my sadhana started, blossoming, then all these subtle things I started understanding, and how sages can connect with you if you are able to kind of purify your chakras up to Ajna Chakra. Ajna Chakra is the point where commands are given and commands are received. So Guru works through your Ajna Chakra once you come up to that level where every learning happens in silence because of this connecting link. Otherwise they cannot do, because this receiving station is not tuned properly. But when they really want to communicate, they will use different ways. They will come in the dream or through somebody's body. They will come and then tell you what it is and all that. So Sage Agastya, it was a kind of a round table conference that happened in the Rishi's world, Rishi's Loka, that something like this should be done to me. I was clueless about it. So he was sent to give me the knowledge of Matrika Chakra, which is a very big premise on which Shri Vidya has evolved. I don't want to say what is Matrika Chakra because it becomes a diversion. You can keep them for the next one.
Sure.
Matrika Chakra is 50 letters in Samskrita language. This much is enough for now. And there is a beautiful practice evolved in Shri Vidya by name Titi Nitya Upasana. It's about 15 Nitya Devis from Amavasya to Purnima, Purnima to Amavasya, which comprises of the lunar calendar. The interesting part is this Matrika Chakra Siddhanta for the knowledge is explored and given an exposition in Titi Nitya practice. And also the other mantras of Shri Vidya like Panchadashi. Nowadays everybody talks about Panchadashi mantra and everybody aspires to receive that mantra and all that. Both are one and the same. This Titi Nitya practice and this Panchadashi mantra. Steps are different. So these 16 letters, the vowels, the swaras to be precise, are utilized in their vibratory patterns to symbolize one Titi Nitya deity each day after Amavasya. First day, second day, third day, like that. So 15 days. So this is a highly esoteric practice. But my Shri Vidya Guru had not given me this knowledge. But I was already studying Shiva Sutra, where Matrika Chakra is a very important concept. And it is said by sage Vasishtha and others that if Matrika Chakra is unknown by an aspirant of Shri Vidya, then he cannot progress in his mantra japa. So much important it is. So I was studying, but I was not able to understand it very clearly and all that. Then one day I went to Guru Galu, my Shri Vidya Guru in Mysuru. I said, suddenly he asked me, how is your study going on in Shiva Sutra? I never told him that I am studying. But he knew. Then I shared my experience. Said, when I read, I try, I understand, but then I feel I have not understood anything. Is it so? Then he looked deep into me through drishti. He gave me the entire knowledge of Matrika Chakra in a flash. He said, now you go and study, you will understand. And it happened. Then what happened, to cut the story short, I had gone to Tirumechur in Tamil Nadu. there is a great temple of Lalita Tripura Sundari. I didn't go, I didn't know about that. The car itself took us to the temple by losing our road towards Pondicherry. So we ended up in front of her temple. Later on, I came to know that this is the place where Vagdevis, Ushinyadi Vagdevis, recited Lalita Sahasranama for the first time in this place, in this temple. And it was brought down by Agastya and Lopamudra directly from Hayagriva, sage Hayagriva. So this is the background. And his photo is there and all that. And then I met him. That it becomes a very long story, which I have already written in messages from the Himalayan sages. And then finally, ultimately, he made sure that I understood he is none other than Sage Agastya. He had come in somebody's sannyasi's body. He had come.
In a physical body.
Physical body. And then he gave me the message about Tithi Nitya Upasana. But I couldn't understand clearly. I felt something has happened and Sage Agastya was there. All that was communicated. And the knowledge was also given to me through my Ajna Chakra. But could not find out what it was. Came back to our ashram and I was just doing the sadhana. Suddenly one evening, I was doing the Matraka Chakra chanting, which is a very important aspect of Shri Vidya practice. Matraka Shuddhi is a mandatory practice for all our mantras. And it is said that even if you don't do the mantras, if you do only Matraka Chakra, you can attain the highest. So I was doing that practice in the evening, and to my closed eyes, I saw that Sage Agastya is standing in front of me. And Sage Agastya is very popular in South. Everybody has seen the photograph. And I have grown up, listening to all these stories about sages from my mother, from my childhood. I had a great fascination for them. Later on, I gave it up because I thought sages are somebody, obsolete now. They don't belong to this era. They are come and gone. There is no relevance to our life. So I gave it up. And again, they had to come in this manner. So I could immediately recognize that it is Sage Agastya. And my chanting halted. Because I was overwhelmed to see Sage Agastya standing in front of me. Then, with great effort, because such experiences I have gone through, it's not the first time, I put my efforts to continue my practice. Because I understood he has come to watch my practice, how it's going on, what he had given me in Tirumaichur temple. So I continued. Then when I saw, seeing him, and then I was chanting one letter, Aim. That mantra. Aim. A is a letter. Aim is a Bijakshara mantra. I'm chanting according to the systematic practice. Then he suddenly used his Anima, Garima, Mahima, Siddhis, and he became reduced himself to small entity like Anu, atom like. Still I could see him in all clarity that he is Sage Agastya only. All the details were there in his Anu size. And then I'm just, just flabbergasting, overwhelming. I'm just staring at him, and then he entered my throat. Not through my mouth, directly through this hole. And my throat totally became blue color. He stood there, watched my chanting for a long time. And what else he did entering my throat, I didn't know. But turning off my throat into blue color was very clear with that letter connection. That letter that I was chanting. And later on I found out that is one of the Nitya Devis. Her name is Neela Pataka. Neela means blue. He watched me, supervised me. What else at the subtle body level and causal body level did, he only knows. Then he came out the way he had gone in. Stood in front of me and then came back to his normal height. He's a very short person. And with his Kamandala and Brahmadanda, he's standing in front of me and he watched me further and he was like happy that my practice is going on good. And then he nodded like this and he disappeared. But I didn't know what to do next. I had already completed my Shri Vidya practice and this is another practice. Should I do it for myself? But why is it given to me? By then my Guru Galu had already left his body. So I didn't know. But then they make sure that we learn. So what they give as a message, this learning happens in silence. And that is it called para level, transcendental level. And there are other 3 levels. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama and Vaikari. What I am talking is at the Vaikari level. Vocal cord I am using. But 2 more stages in between, that experience which has happened in a flash gets translated into grosser and the grossest. Then we are able to understand. Then things started happening that I get the right person to talk about that, right scriptures I get, right dreams I get, everything towards that. And then my knowledge became complete. Then the message was that Panchadashi mantra and Shodashi mantra. And I am given Mahashodashi also, mantra of 28 letters. All these are in no way different from this Sthiti Nitya practice. This knowledge, second time, no, one course is already over. It's a similar one. We are giving it to you because we want you to take it up as the mission of your life to reach to thousands of people and give it to them. Receiving the knowledge is one thing and teaching the same knowledge to another person is something else. It's another thing. So I had to work a lot on it to translate that knowledge into workable proposition. When I got ready, Swami Rama came in my dream, said, I am opening the floodgates. And my podcast became viral. My first podcast on Prana Stories. Every day they used to find it very difficult to handle my phone calls. On Instagram, enquiries for Shri Vidya. It's going on and on and on and on and on and on.
All the best post this release. If you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.